Today, we are going to be going over my predictions for this season of the MLB, the 2026 season. Where do I think everybody's going to go? It's going to be a little mixy this year. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a guy that goes around and looks at all these expert opinions and power rankings and all this stuff. I'm a guy, I play a lot of fantasy sports and I play a lot of sports video games. I watch a lot of ball and I just have opinions based off that, not what other people think. So I'm basically just going based off of, kind of my vibe, my experience with these teams, how I feel it's going to turn out. Teams can obviously finish way better or worse than I think they will. And I'm sure I will be like 10% accurate. But we're going to go ahead and just get started right away here with the NL East. Now, the NL East is not as competitive as some divisions. Two teams at the top two that I think are going to be really close together, and that's the Phillies and the Mets. However, I do think the Mets will edge them out. I think that the Phillies are a bit over their time, if that makes sense. Like, Zach Wheeler's kind of hurt. Aaron Nola is kind of bad. I just don't trust their offense as much anymore. I think that obviously with Harper and Schwarber and Alec Boehm and these guys, like I don't know, they're not. I don't think they're as good as the Mets are, and the Mets have gotten absolutely loaded over this offseason. So the additions of Freddie Peralta, Bo Bichette, Marcus Simeon, all that around Juan Soto. I mean, it's pretty crazy. After that, it gets kind of wide open because I don't really trust the Braves this year. I don't trust the Braves. However, I do think they're the third best team. I don't really trust them to be a playoff team or anything like that. They might hover around that wild card position at the end of the year where they might squeeze in somewhere. After that, I'm going to go ahead with the Nationals. I know the Nationals are historically pretty bad, but the Marlins are in a, start of a rebuild here, and I don't think that they're going to really do much. I think that they have a lot of young talent and a lot of good young arms, and I don't know. I think the Nationals are just in the same boat as well, but just a little bit above them. So I got the NL East going: Mets, Phillies, Braves, Nationals, Miami Marlins. Now for the NL Central. NL Central's a little tough. NL Central's the division I know the best. I watch the best. I know all of these teams like the back of my hand. I love the Brewers. I love them a lot. I really hope we win the division, and I think it's open to. I think we have a chance to, for sure, similar to last year where you can just come out and kind of surprise everybody and win it. However, I do think that the Cubs will win the division this year, and I think the Brewers will finish second. I think that the Cubs they just have a little bit more firepower than us, and I feel like there's a lot of question marks around our team. I don't know if I trust Andrew Vaughn to carry on with what he was doing last year at the end of the year. It's kind of just lackluster. We just kind of have guys coming in and out. I don't know. I just don't trust. We don't even have a third baseman. Bryce Terang is good and Sal Frelick are good, but they're not exactly the good bats that a good winning team has. It's more of, exactly what we were last year, the power of friendship, where these teams kind of just come together and their chemistry and camaraderie really do well versus beating these powerhouse teams. So I do think we can be better than the Cubs this year, but there's just so many question marks on our team that I just don't trust us versus the Cubs, who just have a ton of really good bats. They added Alex Bregman. They have Michael Busch, Nico Horner, Seiya Suzuki. It's just, PCA can have a good year again. Like, it's tough. After that, it's definitely going to be the Reds for me. I know there's a lot of hype around the Pirates. Oops. I know there's a lot of hype around the Pirates adding the bats that they have. I just don't think the bats that they have is enough. And I don't think the young arms that they have coming up this year with Bubba Chandler, really being something that sets them over the top. So for that reason, I have the Pirates fourth and the Cardinals last. The Cardinals are just not a great baseball team right now. They kind of just sold on everybody last year. They sold their last piece this offseason, Nolan Arenado. So this is pretty much my sure bet kind of gut feeling here. I think the Pirates could be worse than the Cardinals. I think that the Reds could be good enough to beat any of these teams, but just kind of let history tell the story. This would kind of be exactly where I'm at. But like I said, the top three here really could be interchangeable. The Reds are a good team. They really are. They added Eugenio Suarez. They added some decent pitching, kinda. They need a lot more, and I think they're a few steps behind these two teams. So that brings us to the NL West. The NL West is pretty obvious with, I think the Dodgers will take it again. I don't think that anybody's even close to the Dodgers in the almost entire MLB, but there's a couple teams up there, but I just do think that the Dodgers will win the NL West. I don't really think it'll be that close. And with that being said, it's like, do I really trust the Giants to play good baseball? Like, I just don't. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with them. I'm kind of towards leaning the Padres, but I like the Giants rotation. The Padres lost Dylan Cease. So I don't know. This one's a toss-up for me. I could see the Giants being good, but if history tells me anything, the Giants probably won't be. So I think I'm just going to go Pods. I think I would take the Diamondbacks over the Giants and then go Giants third and Rockies last. All right, so for the AL East, I think that the Toronto Blue Jays will win it. I think the Yankees will get second in that division. And they will be followed up by the Red Sox will finish third, the Orioles fourth, and in fifth, we're going to have the Rays. I think that the Orioles have a very, very good starting pitching rotation, one of the best rotations in the league. I just don't know why. I'm kind of just feeling like a Red Sox sneaky good season, sneak into a wild card, like kind of just outperform what people think. The Red Sox also have a very good starting pitching rotation, so it's just kind of a gut feeling. I don't really have any statistics behind it, just vibes really. Now on to the AL Central. I think that the AL Central will be won by the Detroit Tigers. I think the Guardians will get second. Third place will go to the Kansas City Royals, followed by the White Sox and the Twins. I think the Twins will probably be the worst team in baseball this year, if I had to guess. And I don't think the White Sox will be that much better, but I think they'll be better than they have been. I think they'll be a decent enough team. Could surprise you some nights. But I have the Detroit Tigers winning it, the Cleveland Guardians coming in second, and the Kansas City Royals in third. For the AL West, we're going to go with the Seattle Mariners taking it all in the AL West. That team is loaded. They're nasty. They know what they're doing. I'm going to go with the Rangers in second, the Astros in third, the A's in fourth, or the Angels in fourth, and the A's in fifth. Now, this right here is a toss-up. The A's and the Angels could probably go the other way, but I don't know. This is just kind of what I'm feeling. Seattle Mariners are good. Rangers and Astros are about in the same tier level below them, but I'm going to go Rangers over Astros. And then I'm going to rock with the Angels to come in fourth and the A's to come in fifth. So, yeah, that is my reaction tier list to what I think the MLB will shape up this year. Please let me know down below if you think I got anything wrong, right? What you do differently, why your team should be higher up, why your team should be lower, players to look out for. Let me know. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today. I'll catch you guys later.